5 departing members deliver notice to the Mountain West. Conference realignment is always in the news, so we're back here on the Big Mountain to keep you updated. Hey, some big news coming out of yesterday. One piece to the Mountain West PAC-12 saga is now over as news broke between the departing 5 members, that's Boise State, San Diego State, Fresno State, Colorado State, and Utah State, had their formal written notices delivered to the Mountain West Conference. This was reported by Mark Ziegler. He's with the San Diego Union Tribune. I saw that hit around 5 p.m. Pacific time yesterday, May 31st. Remember, the end of the day today, June 1st, was the deadline to withdraw within the timely notice exit period. This means that according to the Mountain West bylaws, which are a contract between the members and the conference, that these 5 departing members now owe an exit fee that is an amount equal to 3 times the average per member conference distribution payment for the preceding year. Estimates of this amount are around $15 million. As we all know, they are currently in mediation regarding that amount and those fees. More importantly here, for the Mountain West, they can do business moving forward. This places these departing members into what the bylaws call an interim period. The Mountain West has said this interim period began when the departing members gave public notice of them joining the PAC. Now we know that the interim period can no longer be disputed. We know as of today, these members are in that interim period. It's effective today. This interim period describes what rights and authority the departing members have. On the notice date, a director appointed by the resigning member shall be deemed to have resigned as a director effective on that notice date. I do have some feelers out to confirm when that date was, if it actually was on Saturday when we saw that reporting. I'll certainly get that to our viewers as I can. Again, we're going to assume that when we saw this report yesterday is when it actually happened on May 31st. During the interim period here, the bylaws say the board of directors shall be deemed to be reduced by the number of resigning members and shall be fully empowered to act as then constituted to manage the business and affairs of the conference. And a resigning member shall be neither obligated nor entitled to appoint a representative to the board of directors. So what does that mean? That means these 5 institutions and what will be former members no longer have empowerment in the board of the Mountain West Conference, and they are no longer entitled to a representation or representative on the Mountain West Board of Directors. This is really, really important for the Mountain West as their summer board meeting is upon us here. They're going to be meeting very soon on that. The Mountain West has a lot of business to be done as well, the first of which I believe is locking up Grand Canyon University for the 25-26 school year. That's right. This coming school year, I believe the Lopes are going to be in the Mountain West Conference. Also, they need to get the other new members signed on. As of now, no grant of rights has been signed by these new incoming members, so there's business that they need to attend to there. They also have to finalize their media deal beginning in 2026. About a year ago, Commissioner Navarez said that summer 25 is when they would look to lock in a deal. She told us here on the Big Mountain in our discussion that they were ahead of schedule here just a few months ago. At this point, I would assume that it's really just a matter of tying up some loose ends. I believe they know who their partners are going to be. They got to just get that deal signed, get it done, and I think we'll be hearing from them in the not too distant future about their media deals moving forward. As I have said before, I believe both CBS and Fox are likely to continue being the broadcast partners for the Mountain West Conference. The last item this official withdrawal does is allow the conference to collect the exit fees. The bylaws state that after receiving a notice of resignation from a member, all payments due to that member from the conference shall be withheld and applied to that member's exit fee. The balance then of the member's exit fee shall be paid by the member to the conference on or before the effective date. The effective date here being June 30th of 2026. That is their last day in the Mountain West Conference. So it would appear as of right now, these 5 universities are not going to be receiving payments from the Mountain West, and they haven't been, as we talked about earlier, until the exit fee is covered. Again, we know the exit fee, that amount, whether it's 15 million, 12 million, 10 million, whatever it is currently in litigation, in mediation. So they do need to nail down exactly what that number is going to be, but the Mountain West will be withholding that from these members. So they're really going to be, regardless of what that number is, they're not going to be receiving much or any revenue from their conference in the 25-26 year. So we'll have to wait and see what that number ends up being. I want to get into some quick speculation here about, does this really tell us anything more in terms of the mediation and a possible settlement? Remember, 3 schools sued the Mountain West, stating that the exit fees were not lawful. Those 3 schools were Boise and Colorado State and Utah State. The 2 California schools did not join in that litigation because they're in California in the same state system as San Jose State. So 3 of the schools, they're in litigation. The timely exit notice is in the same paragraph, same section as the definition of the exit fees. If the plaintiffs believed that the exit fee amount and the timeline described in the lawsuit were unlawful, then why adhere to this timeline? You know, in the lawsuit, they're saying there's no validity to this bylaw contract, or at least this portion of the bylaw contract. And this timeline is absolutely right in with the exit fee portion of this contract. To be clear here, I don't think what they did here was try to bring validity to the contract. That would make no sense. Why would they do that if they're in a lawsuit about the unlawfulness of it? I think what this does is show that a settlement is near. In my opinion, I think that makes logical sense. You know, I don't know why they would pick and choose just portions of this paragraph or this section when they're in litigation over it. I think the fact that they have chosen to abide by this June 1st deadline, to me, shows that they're moving forward with mediation. They're moving forward with a settlement. Otherwise, I don't know why the lawyers would have said, yeah, go ahead and give your withdrawal notice so that, you know, we're giving credence to that portion of the contract, but we're not going to others. So that's just my opinion on it. I believe a settlement is very likely, and I think it's actually pretty close. Those that follow us closely, I put June 4th as when we may be hearing about that. I just picked it because it's a Wednesday. Lots of news comes out on Wednesday. I think they're really, really close to a settlement. And at this point, it may be done. We just haven't heard of that yet being finalized. But I think they're really, really close. So as you guys know, if something comes to fruition, we will do an emergency pod on that. I will be here if I can get Steve on. We'll give you our thoughts. But I think it is coming much sooner than maybe some people realize, because both of these conferences have got to move forward. They have got to get media deals, members, and all of that moving forward. And June is a really important time if you're going to be adding members, that we at least know the PAC has to do that here in the month of June so that that member can give notice to their existing conference. So a lot going on. June 1st, if you follow me on X, I've been talking about this date, and sure enough, we have news to give you guys here on June 1st. I think there's a lot more coming here over the next few weeks. So, hey, with that, we thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this episode and subscribe if you like our content, and we'll see you next time on the Big Mountain.